Hey everybody, this is something we promised you that was going to be coming out for a while now, and that it is the drills portion of things. Okay, we've been dealing with striking, so all of these drills that you're fixing to see relate to striking. All right, and so some of them are drilling katas, and some of them are just some drills that you can use for warm ups, leg extensions, hand warms up, that kind of stuff. And so it's important that you take these and work them and do them at your own pace. You're always going to have access to this video. We'll have the links out to you afterwards. And we're sending 2 more out as well, all right? We're sending 3 more out. We got the one that went to our wrestlers already. And then we're sending 2 more out. One is going to be dealing with, of course, judo. And then the last one we're going to be sending out is going to be dealing with our jiu-jitsu drills, right? And they're solo drills that you can do, of course, on your own at home, inside your own home. You can do them outside. You can do them inside. You can do them any kind of wherever you want to do them. And you don't really need equipment or anything of that nature to be able to do these drills. Some of the break falls, you might need some pads or something like that, some mats to put down or some carpet, but you can find a place to do them comfortably. And so these things are going to be important for you to be able to use on your own. This video is a little bit over an hour, not much over an hour. So you don't feel pressured to have to do the whole thing today. But you can go through it, and if you want class credit, of course, you can actually go through, do as much of it as you can, then submit the form for class credit. And so we could see that you actually participated in it. But you can actually take this video and do it anytime you want to, all right? And so, of course, you're going to do it through the Google Class form this time. But when we're done with this next week, when we get back on the mat, I'm going to take those Google Class forms down and send you guys the links directly to these, as well as the other links to all of our classes that we did while we were online for the previous 2 months. So anyway, appreciate y'all's patience, and we are getting the academy. Matter of fact, I'm heading over to the academy right now and going through the process of desanitizing everything and cleaning everything up and getting everything ready for you to get back on the mats next week. Probably going to be Wednesday before we get back there, but we'll see what happens. I'll communicate with everybody on what's going on with that. All right, and or maybe even Tuesday, but we'll see what happens. Okay, and like I said, I'll let everybody know what's up. And hey, listen, you guys have a great day today. Don't forget, live life on purpose and never quit. Get these drills done. They're going to be a little bit chopped. You're going to be jumping from one drill to the next and seeing what's happening. But just follow through them, and they're all going to help you out. All right. So we'll talk to you later. Now you're going to take one leg and we'll bring it back, right? It could be your right leg. You're going to take your left hand, pick it up just like this here. You're going to bring that right leg up to the front, and then bring it back down again, all right? You want to kind of set a goal where you think you can go, all right? And then challenge yourself. If you start here, of course, it's going to be pretty easy to meet, all right? But we want to make sure that I don't bend the leg. I want the leg to come up straight. If I come up here, of course, a little bit tougher to meet. So challenge yourself. Get the hand to go where you want your leg to go, all right? So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go. Switch to the other side. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You can bring it up higher if you want to. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, nice, good job. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to find a spot, like a counter. I like to get right here on this counter here. Make sure you move the bench out of the way. You're going to hold on, kind of get yourself straight, and you want to bring the leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going sideways. You can either do it by holding on to the cabinet or a wall, even. Ready? In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like doing the wall because I can get my leg up higher. And the other side. Now go really high. Ready? In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. All right. Leg extensions. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to be off to the side so you can just concentrate on the leg. I'm going to start with the right leg, left leg first, Bringing that up, front kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rechamber, the other side. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go. Round kicks. Make sure you pivot. This heel needs to turn all the way out on this side over here. All right? Come back here so you can see I'm going to turn the heel all the way out. Ready, bring it up in chamber. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. She's looking at your foot. Go to chamber. And the other side. Here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now side kick. Again, bring that chamber all the way up. Inside here. Blade and heel coming out. Ready, in 1, 2. Look at your foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it. Go to rechamber. Let's go to the other side now. Going to come out. Chamber it up. Ready, in 1, 2. Blade and heel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it. Rechamber and down. All right, so anyway, so we're going to go through our stance set. Remember this one. We're going to start from attention position, courtesy bow. We're going to open up right leg back, natural fighting stance. Just like here. Good. Now, remember, this is my left side, but it's your right. Remember, wave your right hand, so we're all on the same page. So I'm a mirror to you. All right, now we're going to step this hand back here. This leg, goes back, just like this here. Let me drop down. Neko Ishidachi. Then I come back here, and I come inside, Kibidachi. Then from here, I point the toes out, and Kokosu Dachi, back stance. Now we go down, open those hands up, bow stance. This hand comes here, knee on the eye, closed fist though. Good, Zenkutsu Dachi, forward stance. Coming forward, reverse punch, all right? Now we step up, block inside, you Chudan block, Chudan Soto, because we're going outside with it, and I got Kosudachi, that back step. Remember we talked about that? This hand's in chamber. And that back step now is going to allow me to pivot. Zarek talked about that in his MMA class, that back step pivot, very important move. Courtesy bow, nice work. Good, let's go to the other side now, ready? And left leg back fighting stance. Good, and now we're going to come back, Neko Ishidachi. Good, cat stance, remember? Now, all the weight's on the back leg, most of it. Now we're going to come back, Kibidachi, horse stance. Now we're going to turn the hands over here, point the toes, step back, Kokotsudachi, back stance. This stance, from here, if I'm standing, I'm able to move my head back and be able to strike off my front leg. It's a really important stance, and be able to recover right back again. These moves, in this position, there's a lot of movement here and cover a lot of ground. Now I can work and have a really solid base. So back stance. Now we're going to go into the bow stance. This hand comes down. Zenkutsudachi, forward stance, and reverse punch into a forward stance, Kosudachi, all right? Turn back around and courtesy bow. But now we're going to do it all together, okay? Good. Just getting warmed up here. Ready? Here we go. Courtesy bow, both sides. Right leg back fighting stance. Hey, kill. Ready? Kumite Dachi, natural fighting stance. We're going to go into Neko Ishidachi, cat stance. Good. Kibidachi, horse stance. Kokosudachi, back stance. Bow stance, Zenkutsudachi. Forward stance, and forward stance, Kosudachi. Scissor stance, turn all the way into your fighting stance again. The right leg's back this time. Left leg's back this time. Good. Now we're going to go into cat stance, Neko Ishidachi. Good. Now we're going to go into Kibidachi, horse stance. And Kokotsudachi, back stance. Good. Zenkutsudachi, forward stance. See how I pivoted that back foot? Now we go into reverse punch and Kosudachi with our Chudan block. All right, scissor stance. That's a back step into a pivot turn We come back to attention, and guess what? We are back on our mark. Nice job, right? Good, you guys starting to get a little bit warm? Starting to move around a little bit? That's what we should be doing. Nice, good, okay, good. Here we go. We're gonna keep moving now. We're gonna do a little bit of a warm up for you that's gonna help you when it comes to understanding what the hands are doing, all right? And how they work versus soft blocks versus hard blocks, okay? So the warm up is this here, all right? We're gonna get in our fighting stance, kind of, that's not so much fighting stance. Let's kind of stand here because again, a lot of reason why we do the center line positions, of course, is to drill to be able to work the pivoting. So we're not gonna go right leg back or left leg back on this. We're gonna be here and just pivot to the right or the left, right? So my hands are up center line. You guys know how to do that. So your elbows, remember, we're gonna try to pinch the grape inside, keep them here, just like in jiu-jitsu, just like in judo, just like in wrestling. We're guarding the center line portion of the body here, okay? My hands are up. All right, soft block. I'm gonna come up, and as soon as I block up to the head, I'm going to close the fist and pivot and be able to do my reverse punch. And then I'm going to come back again, center line, right? So we go one, and now we go on the other side. Up and strike. Bring my hand back. Right here, center line position. Then we go up and strike. Bring my hand back into center line position. So if I move back to you, my hands are in center line, all right? But I'm just going to block up just a little bit. Notice how I pivot. The knot in the belt is facing this way over here. I'm rooted. My knees are bent. This knee's not up in the air. And all I'm going to do now is strike with this hand here, but keep this hand up here. And then I'm going to bring it back, all right? If I come back at center line, we're here. I don't want to stop with my hand out there, though. So I'm going to block here, and watch when I strike now, I'm going to bring everything back. So it's going to look kind of fast, but I'm going to come out here and strike and bring it back, all right? So I recover. So I block and strike and then recover. Block, strike, and recover. Block, strike, and recover. Block, reverse punch, cross. Make sure, again, when you're making those fists, that we close 5 fingers down hard. We want to bring the thumb down, just like this. Pull this in tight, so those first 2 knuckles are coming out just like this here, all right? Notice my arm is straight. It's not bent down or bent up, and I'm striking with the first 2 knuckles. My fingers are not out like this here, all right? So that means I got to have a really tight hand, pulling that fist in. Just traditional strike, all right? When I come over, make sure that I turn my whole body. Shoulder is up, arm is straight, all right? So when we do this drill as a warm-up now, all those details need to go in, all right? We're going to do 20, all right? So I'm going to go to the side block and here. That's 1, all right? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. All right? And that's the way we want to work on trying to recover and work. That you can do 100 of. All right? We just did 20 right there. All right? But you can do like 100 of those. 100. All right? You can do them as many as you want because it's really important for you to be able to understand how those blocks and strikes work, okay? The mid-level, so we're here, inside. I'm just coming here, and all I'm gonna do here is do a hook punch. Right there, all right? So I'm gonna go to the side, change my level, and hook, okay? So I'm going to the side, churan, change my level, recover, side, change, and back. Side, change. Notice how I come back up again. Side, change. And when I throw a hook punch, I want to turn my whole body into the hook. All right? So again, this block, the churan, that we're going to the outside, churan solto, onto my mid-level. It's a soft block. Notice the elbow stays in. All right? Still holding that grip there. I want to maintain contact, be able to close in, pummel through, be able to get the clinch, be a wrist drag, be able to go inside. I'm wrist control, arm drag, right? My other hand's got to step, so my hands don't come down here all of a sudden. My hands are here. When I do my churan block,
I change to the outside, and then change my level with a hook punch, all right? Just a real nice drill to be able to go through. When I'm going through it, again, I'm going to drop here, and back, and back, and back. All right, so it's moving pretty quick. Notice that I'm really turning. Notice how my hips are turning. On this one, yes, the heel does come up a little bit because I'm really getting myself to turn around. I'm not picking it up though. I'm turning my hips so far that my heel can't stay down, right? So I've really got to turn the hips on that, right? 20 again. I'm going to start away so you can see my whole body, and I'll move in closer so you can see the hands. Ready? Center line position. Ready in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget to recover. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, just like that, right? Cool, good. Now we're going to come in, and we're going to go with our inside block. Shoot on level. We're going to go inside here, just like this here. And then I'm going to throw in uppercut. When I throw the uppercut, I want to make sure I bring myself up, all right? Not making big Popeye swings, okay? When I do an uppercut, notice, see my feet still here. I drop my weight, yes. And as I dig, I pivot. Dig and pivot. My elbow stays connected to my hips most of the time. Right here, drop my elbow to my hip, turn, and it's like I'm trying to lift the floor up, all right? And at the very end, I can bring it away and penetrate inside, go higher if I need to, all right? So I'm going to do my Chudan Soto, where I go, my Chudan Uchi, where I come inside, and then I drop from here, and then I inside. So it's an inside block, and up. Mid-level inside, up. Then I come back, mid-level inside, up. Mid-level inside, up. Mid-level inside, up. Mid-level inside, up. All right? So we're going to do 10, then I'll move in and do 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Nice. Next block, our low block. Irambarai, all right? Come here. That means a low sweeping block. Again, I don't want to open my elbow way up. Think of the elbow as what Kyoshi says, the eye of the hurricane, all right? Whenever I'm blocking, I'm up here. My hand's able to move without opening and exposing the vulnerable part of my body. All right, my ribs, lower ribs, organs, things of that nature. I want to stay in tight here. Also, this helps me when my hands are here and I bring them up automatically. If my hands are like this and my elbows are back like this, my hands drop. If my elbows are away, they're too high. So dropping them here, when I put my elbows where they're supposed to be and bring them up, I'm automatically on the phone where I'm supposed to be. Hey mom, keep my hands up, all right? Really important that my hands are staying here all the time, guarding inside, all right? So when I do my Giran Barai, I want to come here, pivot, and then as I bring it back up, I'm going to do a vertical strike. Then I'm going to drop down. As I bring it back up, vertical strike. Vertical strike, a little bit different than a jab, a cross, a little bit different than a hook, and a hook, a little bit different than an uppercut, and an uppercut, all right? The reason is because there's a lot of pivoting, torquing of the hands, turning of the body with these, right? On the hook punch, we make sure we turn the hand, it's flat with the ground pop when we come through. Uppercut, we pivot, turn, twist inside. Jab, turn it over. Reverse punch, turn over. Jab, cross. On the vertical strike, it just right here. See where my elbow is? It just pops. Center line strike. Just comes right up the center portion of the body, comes out in a straight line. My hips turn, comes straight out. I'm not striking now, like we said before, when I throw this punch here, I'm striking with those two knuckles. Now I'm striking with these three knuckles right here. So I'm coming up, and at the end, I'll even turn my wrist a little bit when I come up inside. So when I come inside this position, that's what's coming out, just like this here. Whereas a reverse punch, I'm coming out like this here. See how the two knuckles are coming out. With the vertical, I'm coming, or center line, coming out with these three, coming straight up, just like this here, okay? So, when I do my Giran Barai, I'm gonna drop down, my hands are here, drop and pivot, make sure we pivot because they have to pivot to get the turn. A lot of times on low kicks, I have to catch and come out. That's what this block is really great for, low kicks, round kicks, side kicks, things of that nature. Even lower strikes, we can come down with it, block down, and as I come back up, strike in. As I come down now, strike in. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. All right? Very nice. Good. So, good little warm up for you there too. All right, keep working that. Then we're going to move into the hard blocks, right? A little bit different. Get some water, I'll come right back. All right, hard blocks now. A little bit different on hard blocks. Hard blocks, the fist is closed. If you look at low blocks, like we work our quadrant footwork here, okay? Where I move in, position 1. Or I move in, position 2. My hand will open. If I move to position 1, I'm usually blocking them on the inside. If I'm going to move to position 1, I'll go in for like a single tie, inside elbow control, be able to work underneath, those types of things. Or be able to come in here, strike inside the center line, pummel in. The whole goal is to stay in contact. Position 2, same situation. I might be coming here, coming around to the back, all right? I might be coming here, push inside, come around, finish with Mataleon, those types of things. My whole goal with the soft blocks is to maintain control. So I'm closing the distance with position 1 if I'm moving here. My hands up, soft block, coming inside, changing inside, coming underneath, that kind of a thing. Or if I'm moving to position 2, where I'm doing a soft block, come around, strike, or close in, or pummel through. Closing the gap, closing the distance. If I move back now in position number 3, or if I move into position number 4, all right? Those are creating space. So somebody coming in the block, I'm going to come back here, be able to open up, hard block, and I open, everything comes up. So if somebody tries to strike, I can come back and be able to come through. If they come this way, be able to come through. All right? Creating space to be able to strike. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to close the gap. I'm not trying to maintain control. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to create space, all right? My block actually becomes an attack at the same time. All right, so when I come out with my hard block, like an up block, Joranuke, it's hard, it's coming out, it's coming, and I'm pushing and pulling, pushing and pulling, pushing and pulling, all right? If I'm doing Chudan, pushing and pulling, Chudan, pushing and pulling, Chudan Soto, Chudan Uchi. All right, if I'm doing Giran Barai, pushing and pulling, all right? Because again, I'm opening up, creating that space, and I have all that distance. If I do a push and pull and I'm in close, like this, that push and pull is going to take way too long. Somebody's going to be able to take and strike me or take me down, something like that. But when I open up here, now they have to close that whole gap. They're going to come towards me maybe, which is even better because when I come here, this is being able to come out. I'm rooting myself into the deep stances. So notice I'm in my natural fighting stance. I come back here, and then I'm able to come back, all right? So I go deep into my stances, come back out again. I'm rooting myself, and I'm creating that space, which gives me the time to be able to throw those long-range power strikes, okay? So same thing now. We're going to do our Joran coming up, center line position. We're going to come up, but this time, when I push and pull, I chamber my hand, tight chamber. A lot of times when we first start out, depends on what style you train in, a lot of times they'll teach you to put your chamber right here on the belt. The reason they do that is because they want you to understand about the hips and how the hips are telling your hand and giving your hand permission to be able to release, because that's where the power is in. But we don't want to drop our hand all the way down here. I want to block here in nice, high, tight chamber, elbow back, pulled in, because I want it to kind of wind up to be able to then release. So I pulled and pushed the block, and then I come out and release the reverse punch here. And then I get right back into my fighting stance. So when I come in, I'll block up, it looks like this. I'm coming out, and then back again. Then the other side, back again, all right? And remember, turn first two knuckles, So here we go. We're gonna do 10 and then 20. Make sure again that I'm really kind of dropping my weight, open it up, and then come back again. Then on the other side, and then back again. Ready in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Moving on to the next block. Whew. We're going to come out. Block, all right, shoot on, going to the outside, shoot on suelto. So I'll come inside again, here, hook punch. So I'm going to come around, and then back. All right, the other side, all right. Ready in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Good, nice. Now we're going to go in and work the chudan bushi, going inside. Now we're going to drop and an uppercut. Drop in an uppercut. And always recover. Make sure I'm always recovering, all right? Big deep breath in, hands up. You should be nice and tired by now, which is good. Ready, we're gonna be blocking the right, actually left hand first. Left hand blocking inside. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Nice job. It is the hill country. Even at the academy, we get little things sometimes. Got a spiders wanting to join me. Wants to try some spider guard. See how good a spider guard is, and then we'll put him outside. Spider guard wasn't really good. All right, here we go. Ready? Now we're going to come in. Giran Badai. All right? Giran Badai. I'm going to drop inside here again. I want to take a big step and then turn hard, almost ending Zenkutsu Dachi, forward stance, but not real deep. Okay? I'm going to take that step and then the other side. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, recover every time. Ready? 3, 4, 5. Remember here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Nice job. Good work, guys. All right, go get some water. We'll be right back. Okay, so now we've gone through about the hands and what the hands are doing and the feet are doing, okay? And we did some static stationary drills, okay? Now we're going to talk about the kicks and about how they can work for you as well, all right? These, again, are drills that are really important for you to be able to work, of course, on your own, okay? The kick, when we did our leg extensions, you notice that it was very specific, the way that the kicks came out. But we're not doing a lot of movement in that, okay? You can move with your leg extensions like this here. I have my hand just kind of waiting. I'm in my fighting stance, and I come out, and I go 1. Then put it down in front, then I come back. 2, and then back, all right? That's okay, you can do that, okay? And that's good. You're just elevating each time that you do your leg usage, okay? What we're gonna do now, though, is we're gonna make the kick very dynamic and have to work really well to make it work for us, to build our base, our posture, our balance, and our timing, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing stationary, and the reason, again, that I'm wearing this gi is, again, to help you to be able to see how the body moves. Remember, we talked about that in our last class, about how the body is supposed to move and how the knees are bent, the hand position, and you get to see that because this is, again, a kata competition gi. It's what I wear when I do karate tournaments and I'm doing kata, all right? Because I want the judges to be able to see form, all right? I want to see them to be able to see how I do my form and how accurate my stances are, that kind of stuff, right? And we talked about before, this is a good fighting gi as well because, again, it's kind of hard for people to grip and grab, those types of deals, right? They can still do it, of course, but, you know, in the old days, a really good technique was to grab the sleeve and lift and come out side kick and really fast and really good. Joe Louis used to do it all the time. All right, but this here makes it difficult to do, all right? And the same thing on the bottom, right? If they grab here, they don't have the bottom of my foot, which is easier to control. Like in jiu-jitsu, when we grab the bottom of the pants and pull that, it really allows us to control the whole leg. All right, but again, most people don't go around wearing clothes like this. You know, they're either short sleeve, long sleeve, kind of gives you options, plus you still have wrist control. And what am I doing? I'm rambling. All right, anyway, let's get back. What we're doing, the reason I'm wearing this gi. The reason I'm wearing this gi is for you to be able to see how the kicks are done. So we're gonna be doing these, we're gonna do 10 on each leg. We're gonna be doing front kick, round kick, and side kick. We're gonna be doing it from a forward stance. So we're down in our forward stance like this here. Remember, it's in Kutsudachi. Again, I want both of my feet parallel with each other. I want my front knee to be right over my front toes. My hips are forward, and I want my hands down for this particular drill. If I'm doing fighting and I'm strong, a lot of times I'll be in this position, whatever, right? But for the drill, I'm here just like this, okay? We have 70% of the weight on the front leg, 30% of the weight on the back leg, shoulder and a half wide, shoulder and a half deep. If I'm this way, when I turn this way, I'm in the same stance, the same way. Notice my knee is right over my toes, back leg is straight, my hips are forward, my posture is straight, very strong to the front. That's why it's called a forward stance. In Kutsudachi, all right, it has some weak points to it, but it's great for forward attacks, and that's what we do. A lot of times as a Kutsudachi is I'm working to be able to go deep, to be able to cover a lot of distance, a lot of territory, get a lot of power in my technique, and it's all to the front. Forward stance, right? Lyoto Machida uses this a lot. Of course, in UFC fights, you'll see this where he comes in and he works from here, his front kicks and his reverse punches. From here, we're going to be just like this. When I bring my leg up in chamber and extend the foot, that's when I bring my hands up. And then when I kick, I drop my hands down. Then when I rechamber my leg, I bring my hands back up. And when I put my foot back behind me, I put my hands back down again. So I come up in chamber, kick, rechamber, down, just like that there, right? But we're going to be throwing the kick full force, right? So you should be already warmed up. We got a nice good warm up already. And now we're going to actually come out. If you need to go and stretch it down, just in case you cool down. I know I talked a little bit, so I don't want you guys pulling the hamstring, anything like that. You all ready to go? Here we go. I'm going to go to the side first, and then show you what it looks like, and then we'll go to the front, all right? So I'm going to do 10 this way, then I'll switch to my other leg and do 10. So we're here just like this. You guys ready? Let's go rock it. Ready, in. Each, knee, san. Make sure you push the foot. Shi, go, rope, shish, hach, fu, and ju. Good. Now we switch to the other side. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rope. Shish. Hot. Ku. Ju. Awesome. Good work. Shake that off a little bit. Didn't think you were ever going to be testing any Japanese again, did you? Gotcha. All right. So make sure you count them with me. Help you out. We're just counting from 1 to 10 in Japanese. Most of you guys know how to do that. If you just started out, you don't. Or if you're just avoiding it like the plague or like COVID-19, then of course you don't know it. But this is a good opportunity for you to practice it. Now listen, on the round kick now, we need to make sure that we pivot. Keep your pivot leg bent. All right, so when I bring the chamber up, I'm here and I pivot. I want to keep that pivot leg bent, all right? All the way until I come back down again, all right? So make sure that you pivot all the way around. The heel's got to come up. From here, I come up, pivot, extension, back, and then bring it back again, all right? Make sure I pivot and then re-pivot. I'm putting my foot back down where I started again, all right? So here we go. Back in Zenkutsu Dachi. Make sure we got room. Hands down here. Remember, we come up on the chamber, hands down on the extension, back on the re-chamber, hands back down when we put the foot down. It helps you to kind of control your body and compose yourself through this drill. This drill is fantastic about learning how to relax certain portion of the muscles and strengthen other portion of the muscles, be able to kick. So your kicks come out strong, fast, accurate, and in control. Because we want to place our foot down when we're done to be able to help us with the next technique. All right? Well, watch you get round kick. You guys ready to go? Let's rock. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Each. Point it. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Ro. Shi. Hach. Ku. Ju. Nice, good. On the other side, until I haven't kicked on the wood floor in a while. That's not good. It's a good deal to be able to practice. We're going to do some classes outside. Hopefully, I know it's raining today. I think it's raining. But one of the days is going to be clear this week. So when we actually do a class outside, it's going to be cool because we're going to do our kata outside. You're just going to see. It's going to help you out. You're going to be like, whoa, because all off balance. Here we go. Ready? Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Ro. Shish. Hach. Ku. Ju. Good job. All right. Here we go. Last set. We're going to be doing Yoko Giri, right? Side kick. Isn't it good to know that Mr. Haven kind of gets winded too with you? This is awesome for me. I'm loving this. I'm hating not seeing you, all right? Loving seeing you online, seeing your comebacks, your comments, your feedback. Keep that feedback coming. I'm hating not seeing your face in person, but we're going to get there sooner than you think, okay? But this is good for me because, man, I'm having to do all the techniques with you. And sometimes I'm so caught up in teaching, focused on teaching, I'm not able to do some of these drills. And so, like, it really kind of affects me. But, man, I'm loving that I'm back into this and making it work. So you're making me work and making me better, too. So keep bringing out the best in me. All right? I'll bring out the best in you. All right? Side kick. Yoko Giri. We're going to come up, turn the heel, make sure we thrust. Bladed heel out to the side. Remember, again, the chamber comes up high. So when I'm here like this here and I come up, I want to re-chamber and back down again, right? I want my body to stay straight and look where I'm striking. All right, back into Zenkutsu Dachi. Y'all ready to go? That's right. Ready, here we go. Ichi. Bladed heel. Knee. San. Shi. Try to get to the same spot every time. Go. Ro. Over it out. Shi. Hach. Ku. Ju. Good. And the other leg. Here we go. Ready. Ichi. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Ro. Shi. Hachi. Ju. Nice job. Way to rock. Sweating and everything. Nice. All right, so we did our blocking drills, right, where we came inside. Another little nice warm up to be able to add in is the Inochi, which is your shin block, okay? And what we're going to do is just put that in. It's a good warm up on the hips. Be able to understand what it is that we're trying to do. We're going to bring both hands up to the side, just like this. When I bring my hands up, I do not want my arm coming out like this. It's the bony part. You can feel that, right? And actually listen. Hear that versus that's like a little, it makes more of a slapping sound because there's more meat on this side than here. That's all bone, all right? So if I put my hands up like this and I get a kick with a round kick on the shin, man, too bad, so sad, all right? Bad news bears. That is going to break, all right? We don't want that. So I want to also turn my hands. That helps to like take the energy and push the energy away, dissipate the energy when I'm going out like this here. My hands come up, all right? So just practice this one time, 1, and then 2, this way. 1, warming up, 2, pivot, 1, 2, hands together, 1, center line, 2, center line, 1, center line, 2, center line, 1, center line, 2. You got that, right? Not too hard, okay? So when we come out with that, now the round kick is really hard to see whether it's going to come to the head, whether it's going to come to the body, whether it's going to go to the legs, right? Or even the foot, okay? So I'm kind of wanting to catch it and hopefully anticipate where it goes so I can actually block and do a good job of blocking and tracking it. But just in case, when I bring up the shin, like if somebody's coming with the leg kick and I know they're coming, I'm going to bring my shin up, all right? When I bring that shin up, I want to make it tight. I want to point my toes down because if I pull my toes back, it makes my leg rigid and I receive the full brunt of the kick. I want to make sure my toes are pointed so that way my foot will give when that round kick comes in, okay? The other thing that happens is I want to bring it up as high as I can and connect my elbow and knee together. So that motion we were just doing, where I'm in center line position, going to the side, we're going to go 1, just like that there. Then to the other side, 2, just like that. Ready? We'll go 1 here, and then 2. Elbows and knees together. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Look from the side. 1. See, I'm turning to the side. 2. Turn to the side. Turn to the side. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right? Good warm up to do on your own there as well. All right? So when we're going to go and move pretty fast on this now, we're going to do 20, just like we were doing with the hands. All right? So we'll move back a little bit. Ready to go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 2, 10. Nice. What we're doing now is we're taking the open hand stuff that we did, we're going to go in, we're going to put it into an application form, an application kata. All of our katas here that we do are drilling katas. They're applicable, they're not demonstrative katas, all right? That's not what they're totally designed for, even though we do them in tournaments and stuff, but they're not like the XMA katas, like the extreme martial arts and stuff like that, all right? Those are hard to do, of course, fun to watch, but practicality, who knows, all right? Not for most people. So the drilling kata that we do here is actually applicable to what you do. So we're taking this and putting it into an applicable form for you called Star Block with kids. All right, Kohanuki, which is a block set basically, okay? And what we're doing is we're going through our basic blocks. So our block in, our out block, our down block, push down block, and then our shin block, all right? So 6 basic blocks, right? So when we go through, we're going to name them. With the kids, we go through and cover the detail of it, show you how to advance it, and then we show you the actual names of them, okay? So the way we do this, we start out in tension position. Courteous bow, of course, step back in your fighting stance, and then the first block that we do is our Joranuki. Notice when I do my Joranuki, I don't lift it way up in the air. I bring my hand up, I move myself back actually, drop my head down and lift. So I go up, and then from here, now I'm going to come back this way, so I go up so you can see it, That's all I need. And then I go in, just like this here. Notice when I go in, so up and then in. My block is not to the side. It's in front, right here. All right, my elbow's still here. Remember, trying to keep those grapes inside of our hand. So let's go back just a little bit, talk about how we get into that fighting stance, all right? So we're gonna open our left leg up, about shoulder width, just like this here. Pick your hands up, drop it because you wanna point here and here. You wanna try to fit a grape inside there, all right? So I'm gonna drop my elbows down until I feel like I can really keep that grape squeezed against my body. I'm not doing it with my elbows, right in this part of my hand right here, okay? And if I open too wide, the grape drops, right? If I squeeze too tight, like this, I squish it. I don't want to squish it, just want to hold it there. Now my hands come in, just like this here. Notice how my hands are. I'm protecting. If I put them up here, I'm on the phone. Protecting this center line portion of my body. If I'm down at the bottom, somebody's in side control, I'm framing and bracing all the time. If I'm in the guard, my hands are up. If I have the guard, my hands are up. If I'm mounted, my hands are center line, elbows in. Just like this. Wrestling, hands in. Judo, hands in. Center line, all right? So just like this, I want to bend my knees, right? Think about Shizen Huntai and Judo, all right? So heels facing each other just a little bit. The weight is into the ball of the feet, all right? So that way my heels are up, but not up like this here. I want my heels to be in contact with the ground, but notice how I can move them, but they're not up. See here? I'm not up like this. Heels are in contact, but the weight is in the ball of the feet, so I can pivot, all right? So think about Shizen Huntai, hands in, just like this. Now from here, I'm going to take my right leg, slide it straight back, and now I just pivot. So I pivot, my heels this way, makes this shoulder go back, and I push my hands away. Now I'm in my fighting stance. So it looks like this. We're right here, center line, straight back, just like this here, another shoulder width, and then I pivot, just like this here, hands here. That's where we want to be. On the phone, hands up here, all right? So when I'm in this position, we go in Shoranuke. Remember, I don't go way up in the air, just enough. I bring myself back, I get my head out of center line, hand goes up. So I move my body, this hand's still up, just like this here. So that's our up block. From the side, it looks like this, up, all right? And then, so we go up, come back, and then we go in, pivot in, all right? Again, my block's to the front. So it looks like up, and then we go in. Then we just simply go out, just like this here. Again, so we're up, in, and out. So notice my hand is still out. My elbow has not moved, okay? And then, for our kids, we want to say touch, because I want my hand to come all the way to the other shoulder and touch, all right? So we're saying up, in, out, touch. And then we go down. Notice when I go down, I pivot my hips and turn my hand around, and then I circle it back. So the kids would say circle back. So it looks like this. We say up, in, out, touch, down, circle back. Gets us right back in our fighting stance. And then we say push down, palm heel block. So I want to push. Notice it goes down below my waist, straight down. Fingers are up, just like that. And then we bring it back. So it's like up, in, out, touch, down, circle back, push down, and then back. When I say back, whenever I say back or circle back or whatever, I'm talking about recovering back into my fighting stance. Now from here, I'm going to bring my knee. Now, typically, when I do a shin guard block, Suneuke, I will do it straight up, and then back down again. Or I'll do it from my back leg here, like this. Not most of the time going to go up and in like this. But there are times I will do that, because it allows me to jam the technique. Learning it this way, especially when we do the bunkai, the application, really helps you to accentuate how to do the block properly. That's why we're doing it this way, okay? So when I do that shin block, remember the drill we did, where we did the from here, push, turn to the side. Remember we talked about turning the hands to the side, rotating, because I don't want the bone here. I want to turn and I want to pick up, turn to the side. And if I want the other way, turn to the side. Same scene. I'm going here, side, side. Remember the shin is up, toes are down, so I can receive the technique. If toes are up like this, I'm going to end up hurting my leg. possibly even breaking my shin, all right? So when I'm in this position here, I want to bring the knee up, hands out, and down, right? So it looks like up, remember, get the head out of the way. So up, in, pivot, out, touch, down, circle back, push down, back, and side. Then we recover back into our fighting stance. And then we do it on the other side. So I'll go sideways with it here, so you can see. So we go up, remember, move out of center line. So up, in, out, touch, down, circle back, push down, back, and side. Go the other side now. Courtesy bow. Open up fighting stance. Remember how to get there. Side go here. Open up fighting stance. Go up, in, out, touch, down, circle back, push down, back, side, up, in, out, touch, down, circle back, push down, back, side. How we elevate that. Now for the next level, kids, we go up, in, out, down, push down, side. Notice how we got rid of all the circle backs and backs. We should already know how to do that. We're just staying the block. Up, in, out, down, push down, side. Step back one, step back two. Okay? Then we want to name the blocks. Shodanuki, Shudanuchi, Shudansotu. I'm sorry. Jodanuki, Shudanuchi, Shudansotu. That's right. It was such a professional video. Sorry about that. Let's go again. Ready? Jodanuki, Shudanuchi, Shudansotu, Hidanbarai, Sotaiuki, and Suneuki. So it's an up block, mid-level inside block, mid-level outside block. It's a low sweeping block, palm heel block, shin block. Step back one, step back two. Nice. I'm going to do another drill really quick, okay? And just watch what we do here. We're going to start from attention position, okay? I'm going to give a courtesy bow and sit aside. From here, we're going to open up the center line. Put your hands behind you. We're just going to pivot. Bend the knees and pivot one way. Pivot the other way. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to take a step back with our right foot straight back. Almost in a forward stance, and then we turn. That's 7. And then we turn 8. And we turn 9. And we turn 10. Take a foot, step forward, 11. Notice that my left foot, this foot here, the one that's on the mat, the one on the floor right now, this one right here, has not moved, right? Hasn't taken any steps until now on number 12, on those sideways. Now I step behind, Kosadachi, and then I step 13. Now I turn my heel, and then I look over my shoulder, spin all the way around back in my fighting stance again. And now from here, I bring my right leg back to my left, step back to my right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to attention. We should be back where we started. Now we're going to go facing you so you can see. Okay? So again, courtesy bow. Open up in your center line so the left leg opens up just like this here. Take the hands, just put it behind you. And we're going to pivot. 1, 2. Make sure you put the heels back down again. 3. Recover. 4. Both heels down. 5. 6. Now this foot slides straight back. See, I don't swing it behind me. I don't do this. I go straight back, and now I turn 7 in a fighting stance. 8, 9, 10, 11. That left foot has not moved until now. 12. Notice it goes sideways. 13. You step behind, Kosadachi. 14. Take a step. I'm going to step back just a little bit so you can see my heel turn. And then I bring this leg all the way around. And I'm in my fighting stance again. And Then I bring my right leg back to my left. I'm going to step back one. I'm going to take short steps because I had to step back that one time to show you to stay in frame. 2, 3, and then 4. And even though I did take that short step, I'm still back on my mark because I was aware of my footwork. That's what these drills are for. These kata drills are very important for you to be able to go through and work that, okay? This kata drill is for Ache Ten, which is your fortress kata, all right? The fortress kata gives you all those soft blocks that we drill, all right? How to be able to move the soft block, not way up, it's not a hard block, soft, bring my head down, and then be able to counter, right? We talked about this, being able to counter, okay? We talked about this, being able to counter, okay? So that's what the soft blocks are for. Notice on the soft blocks, I'm having to what? Pivot, of course. So that's why we're in that center line position, and we're working how to be able to pivot and be able to really see that demonstrative. So we're not in our fighting stance and we can kind of hide that we're not pivoting, and it's not really all that great, but we want to make sure that we get the pivot, even in our fighting stance, to be able to pivot, all right? So that's why we're in that center line position, of course, inside here. My hand's always center line, framing. If I'm fighting, if I'm grappling, if I'm whatever it is I'm doing, protect this center line portion of the body. Hands stay in, hands frame right here, okay? Knees are bent, that kind of stuff, okay? And then we introduce into our fighting stance the concepts of our 3 basic principles of self-defense. How to move out of line of attack, how to block, and how to counter, okay? So I want to move, block, and then counter, and those become one motion. We also introduce the concept of being able to throw a standard reverse punch, first basic striking technique, a back fist, a variety of how to strike instead of just going punching out like this here. And then the ridge hand, all right, showing how that we can open the hands with open hand strikes, striking with this part of the hand, thumb underneath with the ridge hand. Our 3 basic kicks that we do with our leg extensions and our leg drills, all right, Magiri front kick, Moashigiri round kick, Yokogiri side kick. And then we show a variation of the kick, how to be able to do what's called Urashirigiri, which is your spinning backside kick, all right? It's a side kick basically with a spin where you kick behind you, all right? You just add a spin and turn around, all right? So those are your 3 basic kicks. And then we show how the soft block actually works to be able to come around and be able to grab, wrist control, pull, seizing, chinao, whatever you want to call it, where I come inside, eagle catch, pop, where I pull, wrist control, and I'm pulling them into my strike forward. And we show another variety, a variation of a strike, which is the center line strike, which is what we already talked about, right? Inside our hand drills that we did before, okay? So then we talk about the principle of footwork, being able to come back and be able to end up where we start. So with all of that in mind now, we practiced that little drill there. Now we're going to do the kata, right? So come to attention position. We'll go straight down first for you. I'm not going to be able to stay in frame the whole time. You're going to see my foot just kind of flying out there, but stay with me. Ready? Kick, sit, ready? Open up into your center line position. Keel. Ready in. 1, recover. 2, recover. 3, make sure you breathe. 4, 5, make sure that your hands stay where they're supposed to be. 6, step back and 7. 8, reverse punch. 9, make sure that chamber is up here. Back fist. 10, hands stay up the whole time. And now 11, front kick. Foot here, pivot, round kick. Side kick, side, so that way I place the foot because they're coming outside, step behind, and close the dachi. Get it right there, turn the heel, look behind your shoulder, and spin back kick. Come up, grab, seize, and punch. Then we're going to come back up again. Right leg to left, courtesy bow. Step back 1, hands are up. Notice when I move back now, I clear. We're always clearing, always clearing. Step back and clear, hand stays up. Step back and clear, hand stays up. Step back and clear, hand stays up. Back to attention again. And courtesy bow. All right, so let's go one more time. I'm going to go sideways this time. I'm going to go through the detail of it. Courtesy bow. Open up center line. Make sure, again, I'm inside here. Knees are bent. When I come up, I pivot, and I'm not going way up, all right? Notice how my head kind of goes into the block, right here. I want to stay tight, stay low. It's all I need. That's it. The hand will go right off to the side, all right, unless it's coming directly overhead. But this is designed for like jabs, crosses, things of that nature. This hand's up too. Now we pivot, and the other side. And now we recover, back in center line. Now this hand just goes straight out to the side. This hand's up. And then I recover. Notice the right hand's in front. Now we go out to the other side. And then we recover. The left hand's in front now. Iran barai. We come here, go down, bring it back up, open, recover. And now we go down. Make sure we breathe out. Good. Now we step straight back. Remember, straight back, drop in, inside block. Now, before I recover, as I recover, remember, now all of them become one. So as I recover this hand back, this hand comes out into a reverse punch. Notice where my hand's at. Usually we put it here, right, or in chamber. But I'm putting it here to show you a different variety of way of being able to strike. So don't just get caught up in traditional stuff. All right, now we come back and my hand comes up and a back fist. I don't want my elbow straight. My arm doesn't need to be straight. My elbow stays bent. Hit with the back four knuckles. Then as I bring my hand back, this hand drops down, comes around, snaps, ridge hand. As I bring my hands back to recover again, now all of these are connected techniques. I come up and front kick. Now I place my foot where it needs to go. Basically just switch my base. I pivot and round kick. Foot goes to the side because now I want to step into the side kick. I did not place it here. I placed it sideways because now I want to turn sideways. Remember, being very accurate. We're going kosodachi and side kick. Chamber up, here. Now I turn my heel, look over my shoulder, and I bring my leg up, spin back, kick behind me, recover, put my foot down in my fighting stance. As I turn, block seize, strike, come back up, bring my right to my left, courtesy bow, step back, hands up. Step back and clear. Step back and clear. Step back and clear. Come back to attention position. Courtesy bow. So now we're going to do it at a rhythm. We're not going to stop anymore, right? That was numbers all the way through, working the details, introducing. Now we're going to go into a set time. Right time, right thing, all right? Put a demand on your technique now, okay? So we're going to come out from attention position. Stay with me. Courtesy bow. Open up center line. Ready on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, courtesy bow, step back 1, step back 2, step back 3, step back 4. Come back again, courtesy bow. Now we're going to go sideways so you can see. Again, rhythm, all right? All the things we talked about, recovery, breathing, making sure your hands stay up, setting up for the next move, hand placement, all those things you have to still do, but you have to do it in a rhythm, not too fast, but you're putting a demand on your technique now. Ready? Here we go. Courtesy bow. Open up center line. Ready at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, come back, step back 1, step back 2, step back 3, step back 4. Back to attention, courtesy bow. All right, now the next step, we've done numeric, we've done rhythm, now performance, right? We talk about the progressive law of learning all the time. Break something down, make it easy so we don't have to think about it, give you the knowledge. By doing that, we give you knowledge, we try to help you to understand how it works, then you try to make it work for you so that way we can understand what we know and what we understand and then try to make it better, come back and do it again. progressive law of learning, of course, also is the numeric rhythm and performance portion of things too. It's a way of layering how you learn and how you're able to progress in the technique and how it works, all right? So we encourage you, take your technique, go slow with it, pay fantastic attention to the details, and then you take it and you put some demand on it, time, and then you come out and you put it in a performance mode. That's what kata does. It helps to develop the fighting mindset. How you practice is how you're going to perform, right? We have it in wrestling. We do shadow wrestling. We have in judo. We have all the nagano kata, so on and so forth. Boxing, it's called shadow boxing. Kata, drilling kata, right here. Helps you to be able, it's not just dancing, it's not just showing off, it's not being fancy schmancy, it's coming out and trying to make your technique real and live, right? So you put the demand on you, because you got to imagine in your mind. That's why God gave us an imagination, to be able to imagine, create imagery in our mind, to be able to see things that are not as though they are. And so that's what you're having to do in your mind. Create images in your mind. Somebody's in front of you. Where am I blocking? What's happening when I block? What's happening when I move? When I move, what's happening with this strike? When I throw my front kick, where is it going, all right? In this particular one, I'm throwing my front kick to the solar plex, right here, all right? And I want the ball of the foot to go boom, right there, and boom. When that happens, it knocks all the air out of you, makes the person fall down, they can't breathe, gives you a chance to run away, all right? The round kick is going to the head, right on the temple with the shin, right here, this portion. Bop, all right, right here, all right? Or behind the ear, depends on where they're moving their head. It's going to make them go, fall down to the mat, gives me a chance to run away, all right? So very specific things are happening. I'm having to imagine that and try to get the accuracy to happen. And then, of course, I put the demand on it. And then the performance portion, I want it to come out like it's real life, right? And so that requires some intensity on your part, some focus on your part, put power into it, make the speed come into play, the very last thing, and then we try to make it excellent and then come out, right? And then later on, when you actually spar, we take these techniques that are in there. One of my favorite combinations is in this kata, all right? You come back, you block, the reverse punch back fist rich hand. Do that. I've been doing that since I was like a green belt, man. Actually, an orange belt. I love that technique, all right? And I've worked that and still do it today. It's really successful for me. And so I try to make those techniques become alive and actually work. And when I try it in sparring, if it doesn't work, it means I don't understand it really well. I don't know enough about it. I need to learn more about it, try to understand it better so I can make it work better, right? So performance now level, right? So here we go. Going Achi-chin, right, which is our fortress kata. Coming out. Try to hang with me, all right? You're going to be trying on your own. First about. Open up center line. Hey, ready in. Begin. Step back 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go to the side with it. Ready? Intention position. Ready? Curtis about. Ready? Open up center line. Ready? Hey! There you go. Performance level. All right, so listen. I want you to take a few moments now, okay? You kind of understand this. Review this. The great thing, you have a video here. You rewind it. Go back. Rewind it. Go back. Drill this, all right? If you've got the rest of the day today, and mom and dad ain't got nothing else for you to do, all right? Or you've already mowed the lawn, dad, all right? Or you've already done all the laundry, mom. Or you're single, and you're looking for something to do, Rhoda, besides making breakfast. And you might have a lot of time on your hands right now, all right? If you've got some time on your hands, take this while it's fresh in your mind. Go out there and practice, drill this, work it, work it. Don't forget, live life on purpose and never quit.